Hello YouTube fans, here again. And I figure without ado, why not this one? I remember talking the other day about Halloween 1, the original The Tacit from 1978. Why not this one, being Halloween 2? That's right, Halloween 2. After the success of the first one and John Carpenter one day before doing The Fog, as well as Elvis the Movie, he's decided why not do a sequel? Slasher films were raking it in. You had Friday the 13th, and you had a lot of other classic slasher films, whether it be The Prowler, whether it be The Burning, and the list goes on. So he was martyred, because in all fairness, Halloween was going to be a standalone film. I say it again. The original Halloween was going to be a standalone movie. But with the ending, with sort of like a typical sequel bait ending, it's to say there, it's to say in his own house and so on. He's decided to do this one, being Halloween 2 in 1981. And when you think about it, 1981 was a big hit for slasher films. You had The Burning, you had The Prowler, you had the second Friday the 13th, you had My Bloody Valentine, you had them all. So he decided why not toss in into Halloween 2. The only thing was, Jamie Lee Curtis at the time was doing another movie in 1981 and she had to have her hair cut short. So they stuck a wig on her. They did a Terrifies version of the original Halloween where they basically spiced a few scenes in. I'm not going to say about the scenes. If you want to know about that, just go back to a look on Halloween, the one I did the other day, and you'll get to know those scenes. And just like the originally you want to make this more suspenseful, more psychological, and not as bloody. So you had one scene where the nurse bends down, you don't see her boobs. You think originally when Michael Mathers gets and he dips her face in water, you got the idea he was drowning her. One death scene, he goes to put a needle near someone, but you don't see it graphically. You just see her falling dead on the floor. And so on. Sort of death scenes, you have to sort of look at his door there. But again, you had a lot of slasher films, what were. In the same year, you had My Bloody Valentine, sort of go on. So a lot of people wanted blood, they wanted gore, they wanted snot, they were all in competition for slasher films. So he was pushed into making it more graphic, more bloodthirsty. And in many ways, it was. So basically, he added a few more dory scenes. Instead of him dipping a nurse's face in water, hey, get a bit more graphic, we use boiling water. What always had me wondering this, whether he saw Break Me Bloody Red. I think it was called Break Me Red or Bloody Red. And there's a film in that where a woman gets her face dipped in hot water. I always thought, did he get it from this film? Bloody Red, I think it was called. I could be right and wrong because there's a scene in that which is very similar. So, whatever, anyway. You get the scene where he dips his poor woman's head in water and burns all her face. You do get to see her boobs, which was added back into the film. There's one bit, you're going to have to cut it out. I didn't really think it was really needed. Where he dumps out and he stabs his poor dear in her house. I thought, why go for all that trouble? That's just to me, it's just to add a little bit more a bit more meat to the feds. Instead, though, you do get a stunt man who plays Michael Mathers. Yeah, he's a bit short compared to the other actor that played him. Well, two actors, unless you want to choose the kid or the fucking Tam the man with a peefy sock. But as I like this stunt man, I like the way he has some eyes and he stares at you. It just looks so fucking cheapy and so nerfing. It's unbelievable. He doesn't have to run, doesn't have to do a Tyson 40s. That to me is more frightening than anything. It's just seeing that from me coughing a little bit. I mean, he walks, it's cheaper, and so on. And I do remember they made a Terrifies version of this. So they made 3 versions. They had the soft one. They had the one that I've just said. Even the scene where a copper gets killed, which you can actually see that scene where he gets stabbed in the chest. The other that where you see him his throat gets slit instead. And I think they made a Terrifies version, which I probably will get to that one, because the Terrifies one is a very interesting film, believe me. It's definitely a different film altogether. I do love the bit where they've got the same music, pardon me. Remember the piano note, but instead they do it on keyboard, and I just love it on keyboard. It's cheapy when it wants to be, it's nerfing when it wants to be. It definitely does hit a notch. And the stuntman, as we all know, who appeared in this, would, funny enough, 1 year after appeared in Halloween 3, which is a total different film. I'll get to that when I get to it. So, yeah, okay, I know Jamie Lee Curtis, she wore a wig, she didn't fucking talk, she was mute halfway through the fucking film, but the TV version does explain why that happens. But I like it. I like the fact that Donald Pleasence appears back as Dr. Humors. The basic the same there when the original one came out, 1978, even though we all know it was 1981. I do like the lad in it, we all know appeared in Jaws the Revenge, which sadly fucked his career up. Also appeared in The Last Starfighter. And the thing is, I always thought, is there going to be a love scene between Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode or him? Always had me wondering there, is there going to be a love scene? But again, the only bit, and I think even John Carpenter felt what it really needed. I'm not sure whether one of the producers, one of the secretaries, or so on. So, Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back, you know, the ending, Luke, I'm your father. Because he'd written this stupid story of another young lad playing Michael Mathis as a kid. There's a bit where Laurie Strode's having flashbacks when she's a little girl. And you've got this fucking really stupid dialogue that it turns out Michael Mathis, we all know it, is Laurie Strode's fucking long lost fucking brother. Where the fuck did this come from? I do not know. But it turns out that Michael Mathis is the older brother of Laurie Strode. It was a foster fucking family. Give me a fucking break. Give me a fucking break. I think that's probably what the dad to do with the TV one. Because in the TV one, in the original, there's a bit where Dr. Humors is in the mental asylum. I've got to say this, there's a bit where it's slashed on the door, sister. But in my eyes, I just thought, yeah, it's the sister of the one he just fucking murdered. So rather bit that in, I don't fucking know. Was it really needed? You know what I mean? Didn't bug me, but I thought, come on. He's sitting out down to get fucking Jamie Lee fucking Curtis. What is it? He's got a sister fucking problems or something. But it is what it is. And like I say, it became as successful as the original one. It definitely made a lot of money. Again, it made a third one, which I'll get to. It's the third one. I think originally John Tarp decided, fuck it, Michael's going to get killed. Dr. Humors, as Donald Pleasence, is going to get killed. He self-sacrifices himself. That's the end of that story. That's the end of that story. And there's a bit of me what would love it to be like that. I don't give a damn if there's fucking Halloween fans out there. I'd love to see it end like that. Even though I do like the fourth one. After that, the fifth one, the sixth one, the fucking Rob Zombie one. Seriously. Well, there's no Michael Mathis in the third one. So fucking what? The name Halloween, does everything have to have the man, does everything have to have the shape? Does everything has to have the fucking shape in it? You can do anything on Halloween. You can have a different ghost story. But I'll get to that when I get to the third one. But Halloween 2, I think it was a Dudworthy sequel. It was very successful as the first one. It definitely was a lot more fine. I think it was the finest one out of the eternity, if you can call it an eternity. But that's Halloween 2. Into them. Be smart. Be safe. See you later.